So basically, in the movie, Nick actually recites the Ranger Scout oath by promising to be brave, loyal, helpful, and trustworthy. As a child, Nick was actually rejected by the prey animals because he was a fox. He did break down in tears after removing the muzzle, and he was crying on the street. During the flashback, to say that how did Nick Wilde become a junior Ranger Scout, he actually tells Judy that his mother actually saved up enough money to buy a brand new uniform. Even though, yes, his father used to be the owner of a tie store, but when the business and the finance started going down, Nick and his family became poor. Unfortunately, it doesn't mention about Nick's father in the movie. So basically, there were actually 4 characteristics that Nick did in order to help Judy recover the case. So Nick actually stands up to Chief Bogo in the rain for us to save Judy's job before she got fired in 48 hours. Nick actually refuses to leave Judy when she was injured during that scene. Nick was actually helpful because he helped Judy's investigation in Sicily in order to find Mr. Otterton and to solve the case who was the one who actually caused the night howlers to become savage. And the last word, trustworthy. Judy had trusted Nick would pretend to be savage. However, it is known that Nick actually put in the blueberries instead of the serum. Judy was actually practicing a play that she did when she was very young in order to become a police officer as well. He didn't hurt Judy in the end. However, Bellwether did get arrested for all these crimes, not Nick. Even though, yes, Judy was planning to arrest Nick Wilde. However, Nick had to help Judy to solve the case in 48 hours before Chief Bogo keeps the badge for her, causing her to get fired, And that's how Nick Wilde actually learned his 4 instincts of being a junior Ranger Scout in the movie when he was very young until the day he actually learned all this, Now, eventually, there was actually another clue that we can find. So when Nick was actually having this handkerchief, when he used it, he was very young when he used it. So he used the handkerchief to store the blueberries in order to switch the night howler serum into the blueberries so that Nick doesn't hurt Judy. And as well as this, he also used his handkerchief to tie up Judy's injuries. Now, eventually, this is what Boy and Girl Scouts do in America, but we don't actually have it here in this country, like that. So basically, there's actually a scout leader pack, and that's why the building that Nick actually entered says Troop 914. But when we follow Nick down to the basement of the banner, it says Pack 914. They were actually junior Ranger Scouts, were also known as the Bunny Scouts, were actually mentioned by Yak. So basically, in the part of the movie, in the childhood, so his mother actually scraped up enough money to buy him a brand new uniform in order to join the Scouts. However, the prey animals actually tricked him and just pushed him down the floor very harshly, And after that, he was muzzled. And then one of the owners, who was actually a wildebeest, says, do you ever trust a fox without a muzzle? You're even dumber than you look. He then takes out the muzzle and runs away. Not knowingly, he was really, really frightened and scared. He was traumatized in the end. But even when Judy's speech commences, Nick has a flashback to say that he was really scared of muzzles. He didn't want to hurt Judy, but he just wanted to say that Nick betrayed her because, he was actually a fox. He learned 2 things that day and he was crying. So basically, 1, I was never going to see that they have come to me. And the only person who is mentioned as a fox, who's unworthy, there's no point of this, Judy actually comforted Nick when he was really sad about his childhood, I'll just say, I couldn't believe my eyes when the scout leader actually put a muzzle onto Nick's mouth. It was really traumatizing for me to see, I cried during the scene. It was really, really bad, seriously, why was just someone do something like that. That was like really mean, you know. Imagine if someone from a school does this. You'll get hurt, you know, like you'll seriously get hurt. Anyways, guys, that's all for now. And this is me signing